Hello everyone. Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Blind Parasite Eve. I am of course a Black Shadow, and it has been a little while, not so much in terms of since I went last played this game, or the last video I recorded, but there has been plenty of off-screen work, as I said there was going to be, folks, hence why we're here on the main menu. Last time, of course, we cleared floor 70, folks. A bit of a potentially tricky boss fight, but we held off pretty well. And got through, and we are now on the home straight of not just the Chrysler Building run, but this game as a whole. Scary. Now, when I also said I would do on leave, because I am at this point now that we have all the cards we need for all the super tools in the world for us to get hold of that, but I did want to try and get hold of a decent weapon before I start playing with everything, which is exactly what I have done. I did go off screen, and I did go and get hold of 300 pieces of... I believe it's 300. I didn't keep exact count how many I got, but it was a lot, folks. You want to know how long it was? We left the last video. The counter was on about 20-ish hours, maybe 21. We are now up to 27 hours, folks. 6 in-game hours, folks. Now, I say in-game... I had my emulator running at double speed, just to make life a lot easier, folks, just running around Central Park. But even so, it's still taken me about 3 hours to get hold of all the junk that was required, folks. But hopefully, it should be of some use. Let's load the game. Yes, it was potentially painful. I had, luckily, ways and things I could do to help me... get through that, but it was still 3 and a bit hours of running around, folks. But there you go. Here's our statistics at the moment. We have apparently leveled up to level 34, which is nice, I guess. Got an absolute ton of points. An absolute ton, which is awesome. And of course, you know, obviously our weaponry here. And our armor, which is actually not the correct armor, of course. I put on that armor so I can help gather junk items, which I've not done. Which I have done, but I haven't changed it yet. So, let's head on down to Wayne here, folks. As we start beginning preparations for our final set of modifications before we take on the final 7 floors of the game, folks. Should be interesting. Alright then, so... Oh, so how many cards have I given you already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, right. So I've already got hold of his toolkit, which is good. So, the last few junk pieces, I've already given him a ton. Let's give him a last few. And I'll show you what happens. This does not happen, there is no... the game doesn't give you a counter of how many pieces of junk you've given Wayne. But the game does remember, and it will also remember if you overrun... like, to the next save file, the counter does roll over, I believe. I've got about another 12 pieces on me. I know it's enough. Thrilling, eh? I got quite a bit of junk parts now. I could probably whip up a whole gun from them. So, what's your favourite, Aya? So, at this point, Wayne will give us an option of, well, many options as to what we want to do with our junk parts, folks. I'm just going to put down a save state here so I can show this off. So we have a whole selection of stuff we can choose from. We can have a handgun, shotgun, machine gun, rifle, grenade launcher, a rocket launcher, or we can leave it to Wayne, which is none of the above. It's basically a selection of 6 different items you could pick up, which are none of the above. There's 4 other weapons you could pick up. Basically, each one of these choices gives you 1 weapon guaranteed. It is that weapon. There's a pool of 4 other weapons you could pick up, as well as 2 items which are completely useless. They have no use at all, and it sucks if you get it. So make sure if you're going to do that, please, in fact, before you do any of this, please save your game. Okay? Save your game. So I suppose I better go ahead and show you what weapons you can be picking up, folks. Let's start from the top of the list. I'll show you as many of these as I can. So let's say we want to have a handgun, because I've been chasing a handgun for quite a while. Now this is a good gun. You can count on this one, folks. And the handgun will give us a 50 caliber Action Express Desert Eagle. Oh, hell yes. Now, some things to note about this Magnum. It has a base attack of 123. That's a big, big number. It starts off with 8 slots. I do believe you can even increase. I think it goes up to 10, from what I remember. I was doing some experimenting off screen. I can't remember exactly, folks. This is an awesome handgun. And, of course, you've got so many slots. You can do anything you want to it, folks. Anything you desire. Excellent, excellent gun. And even starting off with 17 shots is not bad either, folks. So that's pretty awesome. So what else can we get hold of? Well, let's have a look down the list. I'll show these off because I can. I need something else to fill in for these videos. So the shotgun, which of course you know I've been pretty fond of, gives us this, the M10B. Again, notice the exceptionally high attack power. This is how to get hold of some of the best weapons in the game. This one only has 4 slots to start with, but again, I think most of these weapons can be customized up a little bit. Free round burst, but still very, very powerful. Machine gun. Unfortunately, I cannot speed the game up here because I have to lock the frame rate for recording purposes, which kind of sucks. Machine gun will give us a P90 with a 200 bullet clip. And you'll see there, folks, notice, times 10 burst, and, you know, times 10 fire rate, and the burst power up as well. So you will just be throwing ammo at everything. Lot of fun. I'll show off these last 3 because I can. Gotta give Wayne a bit of a work. He's just sitting here doing absolutely nothing, so I've got to make him earn them ducats. Rifle will give us the MAG. I don't know exactly what that gun is off the top of my head, the MAG. I assume it's some kind of, probably like a semi-auto, something like PSG-ish, I imagine. But I don't know. To be, sometimes you get rifles, sometimes you get, like, actual, like, machine gun styles, like the M16, G36. I think you can get an AK as well in the game. At any rate, folks, 150 attack, 180 range, awesome weapon. Has attack power up as well. Has the critical strike, which is pretty sweet. So that's a really good weapon. You can also get hold of a grenade launcher and rocket launcher, though I don't think either are that great personally. I'll show you the grenade launcher, which is the HK40. And to be fair, for a grenade launcher, it has a very high attack power. Grenade launchers tend to lack a little bit in firepower because of the style of them. But this one's actually not that bad. But again, I think compared to some of the other weapons you can get hold of, I don't think it's that amazing. And lastly, you can get Wayne to build you a rocket launcher, which I find quite novel. But he will do. And he will give you the Law 80 rocket launcher, folks. 200 attack, 210 range. And if memory serves me correctly, isn't the Law 80... I'm pretty sure that's the rocket launcher from the Resident Evil series in the early games. You know, the rocket launcher is like green mainly. There's like a silver or black bit on it. And it's got like four holes where the rockets go. I'm pretty sure that is the Law 80, or at least in that game, at least that's what they call it, the Law 80, folks. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but it sounds familiar. Anyways, folks, so those are the 6 main weapons you can get hold of. Now, on top of those options, you can leave it to Wayne. So, if you're not happy with any of those 6 weapons, in which case something's wrong with you, you can also leave it to Wayne, and this will go into, as I said, a pool of 6 potential items, 4 weapons and 2 useless items, will be picked for you at random. May not be able to show all of these. So this one, we have got a weapon, folks, and we have got hold of the USP Tactical. which I tend to find was a handgun that tend to pop up. You'll notice its firepower not quite as strong as the Magnum, but its range is significantly better. About like 60% better. Huge benefit and a decent amount of bullets in it as well. ×5 has counter on it as well, which is a thing. So that's good. I'll show off another couple of these. I want to show off what happens if it doesn't work. But again, I do not know if the game is going to cooperate with me here. Ah, thank you very much, Wayne. Yeah, sorry, I kinda screwed up. So this can happen, folks, and he will give you super junk. Useless. Completely useless, folks. Nothing you can do with that. So, yeah. Be careful about that, folks. That can happen sometimes. I say it's complete random chance. I'm going to be honest, though. Out of the 4 weapons that you can pick up off of the doing it this way around, I'm not really that impressed with any of them. There's one which isn't too bad, but and that is the it's not this one here. This is the SP1C. Again, decent base stats, but you'll notice very few slots to customize with, which is a huge problem. I'll try and see if I can select these last 2. It'd be kind of cool. I will be linking, I will throw a link into the video description of just a list of all these weapons, just because I can. I went and found one. And he screwed up again. Wow, Wayne, you know, when I was doing this, Wayne got about 8 weapons in a row before he finally produced some junk. Here he's 2 and 2. Dear me. How are you expect to make the playoffs? Son. Ah, this is the one I wanted to show off here. Yes, folks, you can also get this. An AK-47 rifle. As I'm sure you guys probably know. I think this is actually one of the... I think this is the best weapon out of the 4 that you can pick up off of the... off of doing it this way. Base 5 fire rate. Counter, and it also has the critical strike as well, which is pretty sweet actually. 150 attack, 150 range. I think this is actually a pretty good weapon compared to the other variant you can get hold of, which is the mag. The mag has slightly better range. It also has the critical strike as well, but it doesn't have as many slots to work with. So I think between the 2. I think it's pretty damn close. I would probably go with the AK-47. AK-47 also has immediately counter and a better fire rate, which the mag does not have. So I think the AK-47's a pretty good weapon. I'll see if I can pick up the last one of these, which is actually a really cool weapon. Awesome that it's in this game, even though the gun itself is about 70 years old now. But in any event, folks... Nope, it's not that one. I'll try a couple more times, and if not, I'll just talk about the gun. You can look at this in the description. I'll throw a link down there. I've not looked through much of the actual site, because there's lots of really interesting info, but I've tried my best not to look through it, because, you know, I've looked through stuff that I kind of know, just for reference, but there's, like, stuff about, you know, obviously what's still to come in the Chrysler Building, which I've not looked at. Because obviously I don't want to know. No, it seems that Wayne is not going to do it. I'll try one last time. If he doesn't get it, fine. Not too worried. You did, Wayne. You did. You suck. So, anyways. So we'll just ignore this anyways. Yeah, so the last weapon we can get hold of from Wayne is the PPSH-41, which is actually an old machine gun, a submachine gun from World War II. I believe it was one used by Russian forces, like during the Battle of Stalingrad, I believe it or not. Its base stats aren't great. It doesn't have many slots. It's not a great weapon, unfortunately. It does have a rate of fire of 10, which is kind of hard to come across, but it's a pretty meh sort of weapon. But it's kind of cool that you can get it, so that's cool. But we're not really interested in any of those at all. We are going to be getting hold of the Desert Eagle. Without question. Without question. Thank you very much, Wayne. Lovely. So this is going to be our weapon of choice for the end of the game. I ummed and ahed a little bit. I was tempted to bring a rifle with me, but I figure I'm going to go with the 50 AE. I think that's the way to go. Right, so what am I going to do now? Well, this is what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go off screen, and I'm going to take a quick bit of time. I'm going to modify the hell out of everything we have, weapons and armor. So, let me get hold of the toolkit, wherever it is. Somewhere down here. Where the hell is the toolkit? Oh, of course, I don't have it yet. Of course, I need to give him 10 modification cards for that, and then 14 for the thing. Yes, forgot about that. Okay, folks, whatever. So what I'm going to do, anyways, is I will be upgrading our weapons and armor as best as I can. I'll be doing this off screen. Of course, we have got no shortage of things to upgrade and take stats and abilities from. Absolutely no shortage at all. I'll have infinite super tools and regular tools for me to play around with this stuff and take everything I want from this. We've also got 117 barrel point upgrades to dish out, which is an absurd amount of points. So we've got an absolute ton of stuff to play around with, folks. So I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to build up my weapon, and I don't know if I'm going to take one set of armor. I might take two. Haven't decided yet exactly. I'm going to work that out as I go, see how things are. But that is what I will be doing. Also, one last thing as well. I went and looked up exactly what it did, because I was kind of curious. And that is for our armor here, folks. Apparently CM is actually stands for chemical, believe it or not. PE like Parasite burden decreases. Apparently it significantly reduces the actual cost of Parasite energy spells. So we actually use very little, which is still pretty awesome, folks, and I can live with that. Just so you know, just so we know what that is. So, gonna go off screen, I'm gonna play around with this, and I will be back in a little bit to show off my end game weapon and armor. We will go from there, folks. So, thank you very much, and I will see you in a couple of moments. Alright, folks, so it has been about an hour. I know that seems probably a little bit crazy, but yes, folks, it has been about an hour. It's taken me to get everything ready, folks, which is surprising, really surprising. I did have to do a little bit of testing with a couple of things off screen. So, I have it, folks. I have folded everything in that I physically can, folks. We have everything we're going to probably need, hopefully need, for the end of the game. Hopefully. So, without further ado, allow me to welcome you to the equipment we're going to have at the end of the game, folks. Mainly speaking, our handgun, which I didn't actually know. Wayne, once you get an item to like 10 slots and fill them out, actually gives you the option to name a weapon or armor for free. So, welcome to the Liberator. Unfortunately, it only allows 8 characters, but I thought it was quite a fitting name. The Liberator. 370 attack power. It's ungodly. A range of 136, which is about as good as most rifles. And it has 100 bullets. Now, if you are struggling to understand how a Desert Eagle can have 100 bullets in a clip, well, just try not to think about it. I have got 5 abilities, and actually there's one more I need to put on, actually, which I've realised I have forgotten to put on. My apologies. Let's do that right now. So yeah, I've gone for rate of fire of 3 eventually for the Magnum. It was a bit touch and go. Really wasn't sure what to do, but I'm going to go with that. Triple command, obviously. Critical hit up. First draw. I think I'd put on counter attack. Why not? I suppose rather have it than not have it. But I have left one thing, actually. And I need to have a chat with Wayne about that. And that is with the M2036. I forgot, I want to have the cyanide effect. This, I believe, can actually cause instant death on some enemies that are vulnerable to it. So yeah, that's cool. That is our weapon. As for our armor, folks, I just cannot think of a decent name for it. But this is what we're going to go with, folks. This is the Ceramic Armor 2, which has been upgraded quite extensively. Maxed out the slots as well, which is pretty sweet. You'll see here. I have. I might as well just pick up both armors that we're going to be having here. These are I'm actually going to bring 2 armors with me to whatever else, whatever we're going to find here, folks. Mainly we're going to use the Ceramic Armor 2. Obviously, it's been very heavily upgraded. You can see here it's got all of the abilities here. Iron capacity, medicine low, cures will be instantly used if I have the applicable item. And I've given it the 4 resistances as well. Poison, darkness, stiffness, and confusion, which is quite a handy one, actually. Of course, attack power up as well. What I'm going to do is I am, just like previously, I am also going to bring a second set of armor in case I need it for, obviously, to like to speed up recharge rates, because that can still be a thing. I've done that with the Chemical Armor 2, which was the next best one I wanted to have. I wanted to have one rather that had a higher Parasite energy defense rating. I've improved that on the Ceramic Armor quite heavily, because, you know, if we're going to be taking on stuff at the end of the game, super boss stuff, generally speaking, it's going to be like, going to have like all sorts of fantastical abilities sort of things. So I figured good idea to upgrade that quite extensively. Didn't upgrade the critical percentage really because I don't really 100% know what that does. So, so that's that. I've given it 3 defenses here. I didn't have another confusion defense. That was the only one I think we found. So that will have to do. As I say, yeah, folks, I have completely gutted everything, apart from the Club 4, which I can't gut. Other than that, all the statistics on all of these items have been gutted. Again, apart from all the clubs. So they've all been gutted out. I've taken whatever abilities I desire. There isn't really much else. The only thing I couldn't quite decide on, and I ummed and ahed about, was regarding with the Liberator, regarding whether I should consider putting burst fire on it. And I thought about it. I really did think about it. But ultimately, I've decided against it, folks. I don't think I'm going to need it. To be honest, we've got a handgun. It's got triple command as it is. And what I also did as well is, as you may see here... Yeah, I can't think of a name. Be quiet. Go away. And don't bother suggesting names, folks, because I'll have recorded, hopefully, the rest of this game by the time this gets uploaded. Is I have improved our active time abilities. You can see it is up to a whopping 90. That has gone up by about 40%. Really figured I'd heavily boost that. I believe it can go up to 99. Unfortunately, I can't boost it anymore. I've left lightning capacity as it is, but I think that would be really good. And the thing is, we're going to be running through commands nowhere near quick enough for the active time bar, basically. So I don't really think I need burst fire. I think I should be capable enough. And besides, I've got a handgun with 370 attack. Surely this is going to be enough, right? I mean, it's putting our rocket launcher to shame. To shame. So, yeah. That's that. But I'm going to keep it with me because, you never know, 235 range might have a use for that. You never, ever quite know. Of course, our Parasite energy is here. That's max. I'm pretty sure there's no other abilities. I don't think there is. That's 15. I don't think there's another ability. If there is, I'm not aware of it. So, yeah, folks. And our inventory here, I have, I can't take off the narrator still, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. So, medicine freeze, medicine falls, full recover, a couple of cure potions, poison, some darkness, stiffness. The darkness ones are kind of the more important, because poison and the stiffness I can heal with abilities. I've got 3 full cures. I've only got 2 revives. I thought I had more than that. But apparently they disappeared. And of course, max ammo for us there, along with the rocket crate. Don't really think there's anything else to really go over, folks. This is pretty much what we're going to be using for the end of the game, folks. I would have liked to have a little bit more extra HP, but the problem is I now need to try and find 70,000 experience from somewhere, which is going to be pretty tricky to get that kind of experience. If I had thought about it, I could have left some space in the... if I'd have thought about it, I could have just done some leveling in the Chrysler Building, but I can't do that, at least floors 61 to 70, because of course that's all been cleared out now. So we'll have to run on anything we may find before floor 77, folks, and we're just going to have to work with that. You never know, I might pick up another level. I doubt it. 70,000 experience is an absurd amount, so, you know, what can you do? But at any rate, folks, that's it. Hopefully, this is going to be good enough. If I find there's a particular flaw in my setup, I have made a save state before I allocate any of the points, the bonus points. So I have got that just in case I want to change anything up, folks. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to take too much damage, maybe I need more attack power. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to need, folks. So, yeah. Alright, then, folks, so I thank you very much for watching. I'm going to call this video here, is actually what we're going to do. It's been about 20-odd minutes. And I am going to, we're going to move on into the Chrysler Building. That is going to be its own video. With whatever else happens there, I figured this is probably going to take a little while, so I'm just going to have this as its own video. As you can see, night has descended for one final time, folks. And our last goal this LP. It's been an interesting one, that's for sure. But it is off to the Chrysler Building for one last time. What awaits us at the top, folks? We'll have to see. Thank you for watching this little setup video, and next time, folks, quite possibly the conclusion of this Let's Play series. I'll see you then.